On today's episode, we talk about my recent 24-hour fitness challenge, new changes at the Spartan Chamber, and what's next. This is episode 9 of the Spartan Podcast.
Right then, right. Obviously, everyone's aware that you did your 24-hour challenge this weekend. Just briefly, for those who don't know, what was the whole point of it?
I'm not going to lie, there's a part of it which is, it's a bit ego-y. I did it just because I wanted to do something a bit bigger, something that nobody else has done that I know personally. So I wanted to do it for that sort of reason. But then also, I was watching a few documentaries of people doing fitness stuff, people working in forces as well. And they're always talking about, when you are at that wall, when you hit that wall, you've still apparently got like 40% left in you. And I've never been in that position where I've hit that wall and I want to quit. So I was kind of like thinking of things I can do. Everyone was recommending, do the London Marathon, doing like half an Ironman and stuff like that. But then without coming across arrogant, I was like, a lot of people do that. How many people do the London Marathon every year? How many people do Ironmans every year? So I was kind of thinking of things I can do which are a bit more unique. And what I did do, a lot of people do harder things. A lot of people do harder things, the last few months, but no one's actually done that specific workout I did, which is why I chose it. And also it did target a couple of my weaknesses, not just my strengths, because I'm not actually a massive fan of the erg machines. So I pieced it all together, thought it sounded gross, and went for it.
Tell us, how did you even prepare for that? Because obviously a 24-hour event like that, like you just said there, not a lot of people have actually done it. How did you actually prepare for it?
Well, I did loads of research into people who have done very long challenges. Obviously, the first name that pops to people's mind is Ross Edgley, with all the stuff he's done and his Great British Swim he did a few years ago. So I looked into, I read his books, and then I looked into his advice on long events, stuff like that. I just looked at random people who've done like 24-hour rows, and I took, bits and pieces and stuff from everybody's advice because it's so different. Everyone's advice is so different. And then I got advice from people who haven't done it, and I didn't know what to take from stuff like that because obviously they haven't done it. So I kind of thought, well, if I fuel myself correctly, don't overtrain for it, and make sure I don't absolutely, push myself to the absolute limit, not the workout wise, but like dehydration. If I know I was dehydrated on the day, I would not have gotten that extra extra percentage to go harder. I looked into stuff like that, the more nutrition side of it, to fuel it properly.
With regards to your fuel, how did you know how many sort of calories you were going to be taking on before you started the challenge?
Well, I looked into how much I'll be burning per hour. That was the easiest way. So I basically just replicated an hour on the rower of what I would have done on the day. Same on the ski, same on the runner. I wrote down roughly what time I hit 5k and how many calories that was. And then I worked out how many calories I'd burn during that little rest period during the hour. And for those who don't know, what I actually did was an hour on the rower, an hour on the ski, and an hour on the assault runner. But in that hour, I did have a bit of rest built in. So what I would do was on the rower and the ski, I would hit 8 to 9k, and the remainder of that hour, I would just kind of breeze it. But so it did take about 50 minutes to hit that goal. So it's a bit of a 10 minutes easy every hour, but that 10 minutes flies by, obviously. And I know I've got another hour coming afterwards. And then on the runner, I basically ran for about 35 minutes, hit about 3.5k. Walked for the remainder of the hour, which made me hit roughly about 6k. But in that 25 minutes, I just crammed about 1,500 calories down my throat, ready to fuel myself for the next 3 hours. So go back to what I said a minute ago. I was just replicating the hours, adding up the calories, and then obviously I times that by 8, which would have been 24 hours, and it came to about 11 to 12,000 calories, according to the machine. Obviously, you've got to bear in mind how many calories I would have burnt off naturally. My
basic metabolic rate.
Yeah, just that as well. So putting all that into account, just as a rough approximate, I was thinking about 13, 14 roughly. And then I was looking into foods I normally eat because I didn't want to eat anything new. just in case it, played with my body in a negative way. I literally wrote down on a bit of paper everything I was planning to eat, wrote down how many calories was in each serving, and I sort of worked out a rough cycle of meals. Every 3 hours I'd have a certain set meal, so I would have like a sandwich with a banana, with a shake, with with a cake or something like that, or a protein bar, and then 3 hours later I'd have like overnight oats. So I'd just change it up. I'd have the set meal. I'd have that staple one, which would be oats or a sandwich, something really carby, really high in calories, and then loads of little easy digestible snacks. So preparing for it like that, I thought, technically, if I can do that, like my intake of calories is a breeze, which it actually was. I'm not going to lie. The actual, the eating side of it was pretty easy, and I felt, full of energy the whole time.
Yeah.
But again, there's so many contradicting things of advice I was given and I read up on, so I kind of took a shot in the dark with that. But I thought it's, on paper that sounds the most obvious way.
Yeah, obviously. And mate, obviously, we're 2 days on from the actual workout now, and you seem to, from what I can see, recovered pretty well. Would you put that down to the way you prepared for the actual event?
Yeah, I did. Training wise, I basically did my normal training week, but I came in 2 to 3 times a week extra in the morning at about 5:30 in the morning. Whether that be an hour to 2 hours replicating what I was going to do, or I would come in and I would just do a 10k for time. So I would do, more intense work on the rower as well as replicating. So I didn't want to get comfortable pulling 4 to 500 calories an hour on the machine. I wanted to, go a bit harder just in case I was starting to flag, starting to slow down, and I'm used to hitting those heart rate zones and stuff like that. But yeah, with the fuel thing, I'm very conscious about hydration anyway. So it's the same thing with the diet as well. So with the food and fueling it, I was very conscious of that when I even set this challenge in the first place.
Well, I've got to ask, what's next? What's your next challenge? Anything on the horizon?
I actually said to myself I would do one a year. Not necessarily a 24-hour challenge, but a big event. I'll raise money for a charity, different charity every single year. I haven't got a clue, but I will do one in 2021. But all I'll say is that, without being too arrogant, how I feel today and immediately after the challenge, and the fact that for 24 hours straight, I kept the whole, my hourly goal consistent. I hit the target. I actually got more than my target every single hour. I think I proved that I could do way more. So what I'm going to try and do is find something, again, no one's really done. People probably have done much bigger things, but personally, it's a massive achievement for me. And the next one will be slightly bigger.
That's what she said.
So I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I will do something.
How much money did you end up raising in total?
I literally just posted today. I raised just under £1,800, but a couple people did a couple last minute donations and it hasn't gone through yet. So roughly £1,780.
Nice. That is
which
good.
Is 780 over the target, which was great.
Spot on. Really good.
With those donations, I just want to thank the people who donated who I haven't even met, which is unbelievable. And there's so many members who joined over lockdown who actually wrote in their little comment when they donated, haven't met you yet, look forward to meeting you, great challenge, good luck. And I haven't even met the guys, so that's amazing. I still haven't met them. So I just want to thank all those guys, and obviously everyone who I have met, and all my family and friends.
Yeah, it was great to see obviously the amount of support you managed to get throughout this whole event. Obviously you got the likes of like Adrian who stayed with you for the full 24 hours. You had Ted Keeble who come in and did a really quick marathon row actually that no one seems to care about.
No, straight off the radar.
Yeah, and obviously like the likes of Johnny Nolan that come in at 5 in the morning, and then everyone that rocked up on Saturday night as well.
Yeah, the Ted Keeble thing coming in for the marathon row was from the first minute of starting, that was the only thing I thought about. I can't wait to see Ted Keeble, because I knew as soon as Ted was in, I would have been 4 hours until finishing time. And with Ted coming in with a full night's sleep, completely energized, ready to do a marathon row, I was like, he is going to give me a massive kick up the ass. Like, come on, one more round and I've got this. And it did. As soon as he came in, we put some like really cheesy 80s rock hits on. we must have looked quite weird actually, because the roller door was open. We were singing our hearts out. It was pretty hilarious. But yeah, when he came in, it was amazing. But the whole day was actually waiting for keyboard to come in at 5 a.m, which is unbelievable.
Mate, great achievement.
But yeah, the time absolutely flew by. So now we've talked about that then, Ry, we might as well talk about all the new changes at Spartan Chamber.
Yeah, we'll get onto the serious, boring stuff to start with. Obviously, with the whole of the COVID situation.
Coronavirus! I'm telling you, shit is real! Shit is getting real! Woo! Bitch, I'm scared.
We've had to reduce the class sizes, up the cleanliness levels and hygiene levels within the chamber. We've recently just signed a contract with a new cleaning company called Poppy Dazzlers. They've done a specialist COVID clean in the gym, so all of our members should be protected. This spray lasts for 30 days. It's been used on all the tubes in London. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll give our members some sort of confidence that we're doing everything we can to keep everyone as safe as possible whilst in the gym. Obviously, other changes at the chamber. We've got a new instructor, Mr. Adrian Davey. For those that have been coming down, they know that Adrian has been taking on the odd class here and there whilst he's been doing his level 2 qualification, and I'm really excited to see what he can bring to the party. For anyone that knows, he's built for this job, if you ask me.
He is Mr. Motivator.
Mr. Motivator is what he is.
No copyright infringement on that.
Yeah.
With the all the COVID update, what you just said then, with the reduced size classes, with the new extension, we have double the space now, smaller classes. I can't believe we had classes of 21 plus in that small gym.
Mate, I don't know how many times I've said it this week. Like, I don't know how we fit that many people in previously. Like,
no, I don't understand.
Since the lockdown, the chambers just seem to have exploded as well. Lots of new faces, which is good to see, and everyone just pushing each other to get bigger and better.
I'm excited to get, to the classes to get back to full capacity with the new classes, because at the moment these new classes have only had the smaller numbers. Yeah, so
definitely.
I did do sweat classes once, twice a week, but I haven't done any of these new classes. So one of the new classes we do on a Saturday morning, strong, looks absolutely unbelievable. I haven't even participated yet, but it looks great.
So the way we've decided to do strong, it takes over sort of team games at the moment whilst the whole COVID situation is in place. It just gives our members a little bit of a chance to try a different dynamic of training. So the way we sort of tend to be running is using 2 compound movements, e.g. your bench press, deadlift, squat, and then we'll add in some more of a specialist strongman movement, the likes of your yoke, your farmer's walks, that sort of thing at the moment, and everyone seems to be really enjoying it and progressing along quite nicely.
I think it's great as well, because I did a workout with Wolfie on one of my other videos, and I've never done proper strongman stuff before. I've never touched the yoke before, never done heavy farmer's walks. It was unbelievable. I was sweating. There's so much more cardio in those sorts of things than you think, and I think a lot of the members are realising that too. Because when I started my challenge, you were just finishing the class, and I think you were doing squats and overhead press or something, and everyone was knackered.
Yeah, definitely. And because the environment in which we're doing it, it's much more chilled out. It's an hour-long class. It's not like the sweat where it's going at 100 miles an hour all the time. It gives everyone a little bit more of a chance to use that technique and allows the instructors to go around and help them. Obviously, like you just mentioned there, Wolfie's been coming in, extensive knowledge within the strongman world, and he's been really helping the members, and I can see they've been enjoying it as well.
That's great. Some obviously changes to the chamber is actually what we have coming up, content-wise, which I'm absolutely buzzing for. As most people know, I've been doing a new Instagram series called Chamber Time and I'm trying to make my way through the members, basically a meet the member video. So I'm just going to find somebody, chat to them about Spartan Chamber, chat to them about themselves, about their motivation, about their fitness journeys, and we just go through a workout, whether that be weightlifting, whether that be running, whether that be cardio. It really doesn't matter. I'm really looking forward to getting through the members with that. If you are listening and you want to join, please pop me a message. That'd be great.
Just slide into his DMs.
Slide into my DMs. But one thing we're looking forward to doing is more, I want to say, vlog style videos. And rather being 5-6 minutes long, we're looking into doing more, I was about to say feature length, but that's like an hour and a half. We're looking into doing more full-on vlog style videos, so about 20 to 25 minutes to half an hour long, really. And due to those length, that length of video, we're going to have to think of starting to move to YouTube rather than Instagram TV.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what a better way to kick it off, right, than me and you doing a 10,000 calorie challenge.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, 10,000 calories each in a day.
Reason we're doing this is mainly because we get a lot of people coming in saying, obviously they want to lose weight, but we do get the other aspect of things where people are coming in saying, I've been eating, I just don't know why I can't put on weight. And a lot of the time it's because they're not actually eating that much at all. And we'll try it out and see how this 10,000 calories actually feels when we give it a go. This is inspired by Brian Shaw, who is, previous world's strongest man. We'll see how we get on. Massive.
He is a massive, massive bloke. It's going to be funny. We're just going to literally go for breakfast together, have a morning snack together, train, go for lunch together, probably train.
And tell you how awful we feel during the process.
Yeah, we're going to try and keep it as clean as possible as well, but that's going to be so difficult.
Yeah.
That's going to be so difficult. But if you've got any other ideas for some videos you want to see, obviously pop us a message. And FYI, due to the movement to YouTube, this may be the final podcast to be posted on Instagram TV, as we will move those over to YouTube too, with hopefully some visual content as well as audio.
Nice. Obviously getting a lot of questions at the moment, right, about Spartan Games. Obviously that was due to take place a week before lockdown, and then obviously lockdown happens, we had to postpone it. That is still very much on the agenda. I've got things in a pipeline that I'm trying to work with, potentially get another gym involved to do a little head-to-head as well. Obviously restriction sort of hinder us a little bit here, but it hasn't been forgotten, and at the soonest availability that it is possible to go ahead with anything like that, we will be on it.
That's what she said.
And as most of the members have seen on the Spartan Gym members page, hello, Ryan is toying with the idea of doing a winter ball or a Christmas ball, which will be great.
Yeah, obviously we did the summer ball last year and it was such a huge success, organised by members Louis and Faye for charity. It would be a shame not to get something in this year. Again, COVID dependent. If we can get away with it, we're in talks at the moment with trying to get something similar with regards to the winter ball. Gives everyone someone sort of to look forward to towards the end of the year if we can get away with it.
Yeah, I think with the last ball as well, that was, even for me, where even though you know people from the sweat classes, it's the first time we proper mingled with each other and got to know each other. And I think a lot of people became actual mates on that night.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It'd be good to do that. With all the COVID stuff, obviously everyone's so tired of it, as we know. But at least we know as soon as the rules, start decreasing even more and more and more, more and more and more is going to be happening at the chamber. It's still going to grow.
Yeah, at the moment, obviously, I would say as a gym, we're running at probably 60-70% of what we should potentially be doing at the moment. And once those sort of restrictions start lifting, right, brought up a good point, we're just going to keep getting better and better. I'm excited to see what the rest of the year can hold for us. Obviously, guys, we mega appreciate you booking on to the open gym, which everyone needs to be doing at the moment. And we really appreciate everyone's cooperation with wiping all the equipment down, social distancing where possible. Just allows, otherwise we wouldn't be able to operate as a business.
Yeah, I think the main things to take from this podcast is 24-hour challenges are hard. There's going to be lots of changes at the chamber. And we're moving to YouTube. That's pretty much it.
Nice.
Nice. We will see you next time, guys.
Yes, you.
Take it easy. Love you, bye.